there is a sense of stupidity to it, because does he have any guarantee that he will make it back to make the Umrah? No. Who can guarantee what's going to happen tomorrow? Right? So, similarly, this night of power, we seek it, we do extra worship, so that, inshallah, in sincere worship, our worship may match that night and we get that added reward. These are added rewards. And Allah, it's not really unusual, because we know in the various things of Islam, Allah has given added value to certain things. We know that, for example, prayer in Mecca is worth 1,000 prayers elsewhere. Sorry, 100,000 prayers elsewhere. Right? Prayer in the Prophet ﷺ's masjid is worth 1,000 prayers elsewhere. Prayer in Masjid Aqsa is worth 500 times prayers elsewhere. So Allah has given certain values to these. Prayer in the masjid, in Jama'ah, is worth 27 times prayer at your home. Right? So there are different acts, different times, different places wherein the value of the prayer there increases. But it only increases with sincerity in these various acts of worship. I mean, the ritual will never increase the value. The ritual is a sin. The ritual without the spirit is a sin against yourself. Okay, inshallah, this covers the main principles of Ramadan. So if there are any questions, you'd like to ask concerning Ramadan and the practices.
I have to ask about
You?
No, what is in Arabic?
Eid al-Fitr?
No, Fitra. It's about payment of interest.
Oh, Zakat al-Fitr.
Yes,
Okay, no, Zakat al-Fitr, we'll cover that in more detail next sitting, because we're going to do Zakat. We'll do Zakat as a whole, and after looking at Zakat as a whole, we'll also look at Zakat al-Fitr. So, so as not to repeat ourselves, you're coming next Friday, inshallah, so we'll cover it at that time together. We still have some time, and if tomorrow is Zakat al-Fitr, then I'll do it right now, okay?
Because you think the holy work of the night.
Yes. Yeah, we'll discuss this. We'll go through it, discuss inshallah. Are there any other questions concerning Ramadan or anything outside of Ramadan?
Yes, about Ramadan, regarding to we are inviting 34 persons with what we call the hijab.
Yes.
Which really done with the sick. We have a problem about ourselves. Suppose after Ramadan, we are already okay. We will go in Ramadan again. Even though we are already done hijab.
No, if the feeding of a poor person, this will be in the case where your sickness will not get better. It's incurable, or it's old age, for example. You're very old and you're physically weak. That if you try to fast, you find yourself like you're about to die. So you say, I can't fast, right? Or, for example, you are under intravenous treatment. You're sick, you're lying there and they give you intravenous. You're feeding yourself constantly, so you can't fast, right? These circumstances where there's no, this is the constant state that you're in. Then you do the fidya, where you feed a poor person for every day that's of Ramadan, 30 days, right? Whereas in the case of a person who is just sick temporarily, the sickness is going to come back, go away after sometimes. Then if you've missed some days because of the sickness, or you missed the whole of Ramadan because of the sickness, once you get well, then you fast. Then you have the fast to do. Some people hold that not only do you fast, but you also pay. You give the fidya as well as fasting. There is difference of opinion on it. But what is most obvious is that, at least you would break the fast. Or taking for medicine. Well, taking medicine, if the medicine involves something that you're drinking, or it's intravenous, right, then it would break your fast, right? And in which case, although you may be doing it deliberately, but it's out of necessity because you're sick, then you make up that day. But if it is an injection, for example, they give you, an injection of vitamin C, or you get an injection for traveling, you get some antibiotics, or vaccination. These don't break your fast. Some people have said it breaks the fast, although it doesn't, because the whole idea is feeding. You see, if you take something which involves in its food, that you're taking food, you're drinking or you're eating, in the veins is instead, because you can't take it in your mouth, it's being put in your veins. Liquid is going in your veins, where they're giving you glucose, something like that. This is food. You're feeding your system. Whereas in the case of a medicine in the form of a vaccination, so this is not feeding. So this doesn't break your fast.
I think it's forbidden the stimulants, medicine, or just stimulants basically. Some people think that like to be hungry and will make injection, will make their body strong.
Well, naturally, because this would be like food. This would be coming under the same category of food. It's not out of sickness, right? Or out of need. Your body needs this to protect itself from some germs or something like this. This is like food. This is stimulus. When you're taking it that way, it is like you are actually putting in some food thing in your body which will give your body strength, some food form. So it would be, it would be breaking your fast deliberately.
So what would be for doing so? You need to do before so.
Yeah.
And the other thing you learn is that spam food. I'm not sure that I have sick, I have to have my disease for that. I may be supposed to give.
Well, no, if you're too poor to give, then how can you give? If you're too poor and you're sick, you can't fulfill the fasting, you can't give the fidya, then it's removed from you. Allah, absolves you of it. You're not held to account for it. I mean, this was a case in which the man came to the Prophet Muhammad. Actually, this wasn't the case of sickness, but in the case where the man, he had sexual relations with his wife in Ramadan, and the Prophet said, well, okay, you have to fast 60 days. But he explained to him that his desire